Hi everybody, welcome back to Made Easy for Kids. Today, we are going to do the subtracting two-digit numbers worksheet together. In the previous video, we learned how to subtract two-digit numbers and there was a worksheet provided. If you haven't watched that video or completed the worksheet yet, you can click the link in the description below to watch that video or find it through our website. Work on the signed worksheet and hop on back to this video so we can go through all of the answers. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We post a new video every Saturday and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok so you can be the first one to get our updates. We regularly share tips and tricks on how you can improve your math skills. Do you have your worksheet ready? Let's get started. The first question is 39 minus 13. So, we will be taking 13 away from 39. Like how we add two-digit numbers, we can split these numbers into tens and ones. So, 39 is made up of 3 tens and 9 ones. And 13 is made up of 1 10 and 3 ones. We can arrange these numbers to the vertical form. Because we are subtracting 13 from 39, we would write number 39 on top of the smaller number 13, with the tens places and ones places aligned. The O on the right column stands for ones, and the T stands for the tens place. So, when subtracting two-digit numbers, we always have to start on the right-hand side, which is the ones place. On the right column, we have 9 and 3. So, let's subtract our ones. 3 from 9 first. What is 9 minus 3? We have 9, 8, 7, 6. So, at the ones place, we can write down 6. Now, we can move on to the tens place. In the tens place, we have 3 and 1. So, we have to subtract 3 from 1. What is 3 minus 1? That's right, it is 2. So, we can write down 2 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 39 minus 13 is equal to 26. The second question is 43 minus 25. 43 has 4 tens and 3 ones, and 25 has 2 tens and 5 ones. Again, let's rearrange these numbers to the vertical form. We have to minus 25 from 43, so we would write 43 on top of 25, with the tens place 4 and 2 aligned, and the ones place 3 and 5 aligned. The O on top means the ones place, and the T on top of the tens column represents the tens place. This question is a little more tricky than the last one. When you look at the ones place, you can see that the number on top, 3, is smaller than the number on the bottom, 5, and we know that we can't subtract a larger number from a smaller number. So, we have to make the top number larger to subtract the lower number. How would we make the top number larger? We can do that by borrowing a 10 from the tens place. When we take 1 10 from 4 tens and bring it to the ones place, we will have 13 ones. Because we added 10 from the tens place with 3 from the ones place, 10 plus 3 equals 13. Now we have 13 minus 5. The top number is larger than the bottom number, which means that we can take 5 away from 13. 13 minus 5 is 8, so we can write down the number 8. Since we took away 1 10, we have 3 tens left. So, when we subtract the tens place, we will do 3 minus 2, which will give us 1. So, the answer to 43 minus 25 is 18. The third question is 78 minus 34. We can rearrange this to the vertical form so that the ones place and the tens place of the numbers are aligned. So, 78 is made up of 7 tens and 8 ones, and 34 is made up of 3 tens and 4 ones. We can rearrange these numbers to the vertical form, with the larger number, 78, on top of the smaller number, 34, with the tens places and the ones places aligned. So, when subtracting two-digit numbers, which place should we start with? That's right, we always have to start on the right-hand side, which is the ones place. On the right column, we have 8 and 4. What is 8 minus 4? It is 4. Now, we can move on to the tens place. in the tens place, we have 7 and 3. So we have to subtract 7 from 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. So we can write down 4 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 78 minus 34 is equal to 44. Question 4 is 35 minus 20. First, we will split these numbers into tens and ones. So, 35 is made up of 3 tens and 5 ones, and 20 is made up of 2 tens and 0 ones. We can rearrange these numbers to the vertical form. 35 would be on top of 20, with the tens places and the ones places aligned. Again, we have to start subtracting from the ones place first, which is the right-hand side. On the right column, we have 5 minus 0. What is 5 minus 0? 5 minus 0 is 5. So, at the ones place, we can write down 5. Now, we can move on to the tens place. In the tens place, we have 3 and 2. So, we have to subtract 3 from 2. What is 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 is 1. So, we can write down 1 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 35 minus 20 is equal to 15. Question 5 is 54 minus 30. And this time, let's try a different method. We can actually solve this problem using horizontal form. The first number, 54, has 5 tens and 4 ones. The second number, 30, has 3 tens and 0 ones. The O on top of the number stands for ones, and the T stands for our tens place. Our first step is again to start subtracting the ones place, which is the right side. As you can see on the screen, it is 4 minus 0. So, do you know what 4 minus 0 is? That's right, it's 4. This means that we will write 4 in the ones place. Next, we will subtract the tens place. As you can see on the screen, it is 5 minus 3. Do you know what 5 minus 3 is? That's right, 5 minus 3 is 2. So, we will write 2 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 54 minus 30 is equal to 24. Question 6 is 93 minus 47. First, we will label these numbers as tens and ones. So, we will start on the right column, which is the ones place, where we have 3 and 7, and the tens place, which has 9 and 4. So, when subtracting 2-digit numbers, we have to start on the right, which is the ones place. When you look at the ones place, you can see that the number on top, 3, is smaller than the number on the bottom, 7. We know that we can't subtract a smaller number by a larger number. So, we have to make the top number larger to subtract the lower number. We will need to borrow a 10 from the tens place. When we take 1 10 from 9 tens and bring it to the ones place, we will have 13 ones. Because we added 10 from the tens place with 3 from the ones place, now we will have 13 minus 7, which is 6. Since we took away 1 10, we have 8 tens left. So, when we subtract the tens place, we will do 8 minus 4, which will give us 4. So, the answer to 93 minus 47 is 46. Question 7 is 53 minus 45. When subtracting 2-digit numbers, we have to start on the right, which is the ones place. On the right column, we have 3 minus 5. Because the bottom number is larger than the top number, we will need to take 1 10 from the tens place. When we take 1 10 from 5 tens, we will have 13 ones. So, let's subtract our ones. 13 from 5 first. What is 13 minus 5? 13 minus 5 is 8. So, at the ones place, we can write down 8. Now, we can move on to the tens place. In the tens place, we have 4, because we took away 1 10 to give it to the ones place. So, we have to subtract 4 from 4. What is 4 minus 4? 4 minus 4 is 0. So, we can write down 0 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 53 minus 45 is equal to 8. Now, let's move on to the word problems. The first word problem on the worksheet says, On Thursday, 79 people visited the post office. On Friday, there were 8 people less than the number of people on Thursday visiting the post office. How many people visited the post office on Friday? To answer this question, we had 79 people initially, and there were 8 people less on Friday. To find the number of people who entered the office on Friday, we have to find out what 8 less than 79 is, which is 79 minus 8. Let's rearrange this in the vertical form so that the ones place and the tens place of the numbers are aligned. We have to subtract the ones place first, which is 9 minus 8. 9 minus 8 is 1, so we can write down 1 in the ones place. And because there is no number under 7, we can just write 7 in the tens place. So 79 minus 8 is 71. Since this is a word problem, we have to answer the question in the form of a sentence. The question asks how many people visited the post office on Friday. So we have to write that 71 people visited the post office on Friday. Our second word problem is Lucy has 42 books on her bookshelf. She donated 7 books to her local charity. How many books does she have now? Lucy had 42 books initially, but donated 7 books to charity, which means that she has 7 books less than her original number. To find out how many books she has left, we have to find out what 7 less than 42 is. What is our number form? Our number form is 42 minus 7. Let's rearrange this in vertical form so that the ones place and the tens place of the numbers are aligned. We first have to subtract the ones place, 2 minus 7. But because the first number, 2, is smaller than 7, the second number, we will need to borrow 1 10 from the tens place. When we take 1 10 from 4 tens, we will have 3 tens left. 1 10 is equal to 10 ones. We have to add 10 to 2. So now we have 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is 5, so we can write down the number 5. Now we can subtract the tens place. 3 minus 0, as we have taken 1 10 from the tens place. 3 minus 0 is 3. So the answer to 42 minus 7 is 35. Since this is a word problem, we have to answer the question in the form of a sentence. The question asks how many books does she have now? We would write, Lucy has 35 books now. This is our final question. Let's read it aloud together. 78 brownies were in the fridge. When the cafe was closed, only 10 brownies were left. How many brownies were sold? The cafe originally had 78 brownies, but at the end of the day, they had only 10 left. To find out how many brownies were sold, we have to subtract 10 from 78. Our number form would be 78 minus 10. We can actually solve this problem using horizontal form. The first number, 78, has 7 tens and 8 ones. The second number, 10, has 1 10 and 0 ones. Our first step is again to start subtracting the ones place, which is the right side. As you can see on the screen, it is 8 minus 0. So, do you know what 8 minus 0 is? That's right, it's 8. This means we will write 8 in the ones place. Next, we will subtract the tens place. As you can see on the screen, it is 7 minus 1. Do you know what 7 minus 1 is? That's right, 7 minus 1 is 6. So, we will write 6 in the tens place. Now that we have subtracted both the ones and the tens place, we can see that 78 minus 10 is equal to 68. Since this is a word problem, we have to answer the question in the form of a sentence. The question asks how many brownies were sold. We can write 68 brownies were sold. You have made it to the end of this video. Good job! We have more worksheets on this topic. You can find it in the description box below and our website. You can ask your parent to help print it out. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We upload a brand new video every Saturday. Also follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, where we share frequent updates and tips on how you can improve on your math skills. Don't miss out! See you next week. Bye!